Hello and welcome to this edition of Frontline Faith.
Your source for faith-based news across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I'm Michaela Helt.
And I'm Kevin Kazadi.
As the end of the semester approaches, our campus was able to keep the students' spirits high with Christmas festivities. Here's the story.
Our campus held its annual holiday event, Christmas at SAGU, this past week. SAGU welcomes not only students, staff, and faculty, but the entire Waxahachie community to enjoy the annual lighting of the campus. This event included many holiday treats and activities, such as homemade Christmas cookies, hot chocolate, cider, live Christmas music, ornament decorating, and pictures with Santa.
I just love the music and getting to decorate the ornaments and just hanging out with friends, all of the above.
These festivities have become a tradition to the students, alumni, and community, as this is the 9th straight year SAGU has put on this production. Many students and staff partnered and volunteered to make this event possible. Even Career Services was able to help out.
And we help with the ornament decorating, and what we do is we bring in a whole bunch of ornaments and help decorate them, and over in the Student Center, we can use those ornaments and put them on the tree.
Attendees were able to enjoy some incredible music in the courtyard of the SAGU Communication Center, including the student choir led by Jan Bridges, our very own jazz band, and even a special appearance by male vocalist group, The Harvesters. Altogether, the event was very successful in helping students and families bond and make lasting memories during a stressful time of finals and finishing the semester.
The city of Waxahachie is rich in culture and history. One local church's efforts is proof as it attracts those both near and far. Throughout the month of December each year, Central Presbyterian Church recreates the birth of Jesus in what they are calling Bethlehem Revisited. It begins by walking the streets as Mary and Joseph would have on the night of Jesus' birth. Merchants, craftsmen, tradesmen, and other various citizens are all on display as they portray the daily life in the city of Bethlehem. This reenactment comes with live animals and key elements to the story, including Herod's court and the nightly parade of the Three Kings. This year features a special display as they celebrate the 20th anniversary. Local dentist Dr. Don Locke shows off his quilt, The Last Supper, inside the beautiful Central Presbyterian Church. This quilt took Dr. Don Locke over 2.5 years to reconstruct, in which he would dye fabric and cut a total of 51,816 half-inch squares. The event is free, however, they are requesting donations. Check times and listings now, and don't miss Waxahachie's own Bethlehem Revisited.
Last week, Waxahachie had a lively Christmas parade. Ashley Sanchez has the story.
The people of Waxahachie lit up the night at their annual Christmas parade and tree lighting event. November 29th, downtown Waxahachie was turned into a Christmas wonderland. There were pony rides, a visit from Santa, and a parade of floats.
I liked seeing Olaf. That was exciting. It's really cool to see all of the businesses come out and support, and all the people. For Waxahachie to be such a small town, or small town feel, and there were so many people at this event, it was really cool to see.
The Christmas parade certainly brings out the inner child in everyone, even Buddy the elf.
My favorite part was that when I got here, I found out that if you come with Santa Claus, you get to ride in a fire truck. And there's lights spinning all around, and I got to sit in the back of the bed by myself and spin around and wave to all of the nice people. And I just thought it was so much fun. It was such a surprise.
Overall, the night was a success, and it certainly sparked everyone's excitement about the start of the holiday season. For Frontline Faith, I'm Ashley Sanchez.
Coming up on Frontline Faith, we'll take a look at behind the scenes of SAGU Theater and the life of an influential student at SAGU.
Selecting a university can be a tough decision. You might be asking yourself, do I want a school that's in the heart of a big city, or am I looking for a calmer, more laid-back environment? Well, students that attend SAGU don't have to choose. Our university offers the perfect balance of both. SAGU's primary campus is located in Waxahachie, Texas, just south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, allowing our students to enjoy the atmosphere of a rural town while still being close enough to the big city. Here, you'll be offered a door of opportunity into future business opportunities, an entertaining environment, as well as a great place to obtain your education. Just 30 minutes north are restaurants, theaters, theme parks, museums, shopping malls, and professional sporting events. These, along with many others, are great ways to take a break from your studies and create lifelong memories with friends. For those who would rather enjoy relaxing in the great outdoors, the DFW area offers many places where you can get away from it all and enjoy nature. For many of our students, there is no better way to pass the time than by relaxing on a cool fall or spring day while watching a beautiful Texas sunset. Now, your college experience is not only about having fun. Once you complete your degree, you'll most likely be looking for a great place to start your career. This area is one of the best places in the nation when it comes to employment opportunities after you graduate. Many of our students obtain internships at businesses in this area, which lead to full-time employment opportunities. So if you're looking for a great place to jumpstart your career after graduation, this area would be a great place to start. So, are you still weighing out your options about where you want to attend school? Well, by choosing SAGU, you don't have to decide between the opportunities of the big city and the small town atmosphere. Here, you get the perfect mix of both. To find out more information about the academic options SAGU offers, visit our website at sagu.edu.
As Christians, we are called to minister to the lost and the hurting, and Freedom's Voice leader, Kelsey does just that. Her call to human trafficking victims didn't officially become known until God revealed his plan to her when she was just a teenager. Michaela Helt brings us the story.
As Christians, we are called to witness to the lost and the hurting, and Freedom's Voice leader, Kelsey does just that. Her call to human trafficking victims didn't officially become known until God revealed his plan for her when she was just a teenager.
My mom has been involved in sex trafficking ministry and stuff like that. I think ever since I was like around the age of 1 or 2, and I didn't know a whole lot about her passion just because it wasn't super prominent in media or in the world. But then at the age of 16, I had this crazy vision from God. I was at a women's retreat and they were playing this song, and I somehow ended up on my face in the floor, like bawling my eyes out. I have no idea how I ended up there, but that's God for you. And so I was bawling my eyes out, and the Lord gave me this vision of all these women standing chained together in front of a brick wall, and they were banging the chains together and just crying out and wanting someone to help them and rescue them. And then I see this like glow of light, and it's Jesus, and I'm standing next to him, and as me and him are walking side by side passing these women, all their chains begin to fall off and they begin to worship God. And I was like, man, like this is so crazy, but what does this mean? Like I don't understand, who are these women and how am I going to help them? And so later I told my mom about the vision. She was like, well, let me tell you about sex trafficking. And she was like, that's kind of what it sounds like your vision is. And I did a lot of research, and I started getting new like revelation from the Lord about women's names that I would eventually come to know. It's kind of been a crazy journey, like seeing the vision and then coming to find out that vision has to do with sex trafficking. And then from there, he's just continually shown me these women that need him, honestly, and that I'm going to be able to be a vessel used by him.
Freedom's Voice has left a huge impact on Kelsey's life, and the ministry itself has grown throughout her young adult years.
Man, Freedom's Voice has been a part of my whole entire college life. We've grown from 2 safe houses, now we're in 5 safe houses, and we have a prison, and now we're about to do a motel outreach where we go into motels and make them aware of the sex trafficking that's happening there.
Kelsey's vision is to not only rescue the victims from the bondage of sex trafficking, but the offenders as well.
I know that the same people that were the abusers and were the pimps and were the Johns were also abused and were also neglected and hurt in their past. And so we want to show them the same freedom that we're showing the women that we're ministering to in the safe houses.
She loves people so well, and that encourages me to love people a lot better, and she's sacrificial, so I feel like, she gives attention to people and she makes people feel special, and for me, she just encourages me, makes me feel motivated, and she's just a really good friend and obviously a good girlfriend too.
Being a part of Freedom's Voice has not only made an impact in Kelsey's life, but also in the lives of the women in the safe houses.
I was going into this expecting not really to be an impact to these women. I kind of thought like I'm I'm that white Christian girl, like haven't really done anything in my life, and now mentoring one of the ladies that I've met in the Safe House. By the end of that semester, she told me that she was leaving the Safe House to become a missionary, and it was because of the prayers and because of the things that we said and spoke over her. So it was really encouraging for me knowing that even though I've not been through the same situations or been through anything similar as to what they've been through, that I can still speak to where they are, I can still encourage, I can still tell them that there is a plan and a purpose for their life.
Each December, Operation Care holds the nation's largest Christmas party for the homeless and impoverished at the Dallas Convention Center. Saturday, December 17th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., thousands of people form lines early on a cold morning for this special event. Operation Care utilizes the efforts of over 3,000 humble and caring volunteers in partnership with charitable organizations, church groups, sponsors, and donors to give Christmas gifts to the homeless. Food, clothing, shoes, and services are distributed to the thousands of homeless and impoverished men, women, and children in a festive, comfortable, and safe environment. For more information on how you can give to the Operation Care or volunteer, please visit www.opcare.org.
It's that time of year again, as this past weekend our very own SAGU Theater performed their Christmas production, Christmas Bells, written by Jesse Jones, Nicholas Hope, and Jamie Wooten, performed at the Black Box Theater. This production showed off the comical talents of our students and put a modern-day twist on the birth of Jesus. While the actors' talents were on full display, it is their wish that the talents give glory to God rather than themselves. If you have never seen a SAGU Theater production, they are not something to miss.
Flag football is a tradition like none other for most college-age students across America, and one local church put on a tournament that grabbed the attention of many weekend warrior athletes in Ellis County. I traveled to Red Oak, Texas to see which team came up out on top.
Turkey Bowl. It's about family, fun, community, and of course, football. This past Saturday, the Oaks Young Adult Ministry hosted its first annual Turkey Bowl tournament. It featured 6 teams all playing for a shot at the Golden Trophy and also bragging rights. The competition consisted of standard flag football rules with a twist that allowed the women to be an important key to winning.
I thought it was pretty cool. I like the idea of bringing everyone together for football. I mean, it's a lovable sport. I feel like it was a great idea.
The fun didn't stop there. Immediately following the game, attendees were able to relax and enjoy some catering brought by Waxahachie's very own Tuscan Slice. Following the meal, all would gather for a service that included worship and a short message delivered by several OYA leaders. During this time, peers shared personal stories and spoke about how God provided for them during a time of need. Young Adults Pastor Dylan Wilson closed the service with an altar call where he gave students a moment to reflect over what they were thankful for.
Here at OYA, we say all are welcome, all are loved. And no matter who you are, your past experiences, the lifestyle you live, where you come from, you're accepted here. Not only are you accepted, but you'll be loved.
For Frontline Faith, I'm Kevin Kazadi. Coming up, we'll take a look at a senior going away party and how 20 years can seem like a lifetime. Don't go away.
No school is complete without the hard work and dedication of its faculty and staff. One SAGU professor that goes above and beyond is Dr. Dan Langston. Austin Sewell has the story.
Dr. Dan Langston has served at SAGU for over 20 years, and as a Bible professor, he has become a fundamental member of the university family. It is evident that Dr. Langston has a strong faith in the Lord, which, for him, started at a young age.
Well, I was saved from a life of sin and degradation at the age of 5. I was drinking a quart of Kool-Aid every day, popping M&Ms. I was a mess. Then Jesus found me. And the reason I say that is because I was raised in church. I've always known church. But there was a definitive moment when I was 5 years old that I decided I'm going to serve Jesus. I'm going to ask Jesus in my heart, and it stuck. And so I've been serving him all this time.
Dr. Langston received a bachelor's degree from SAGU, then went on to get a master's and PhD from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. In addition to becoming a pastor, Dr. Langston came back to SAGU to teach. After 9/11, he took some time off to enlist in the Army as a chaplain, something that has had a great impact on his life.
Well, it was a tremendous privilege because you're a pastor to a whole unit of soldiers. You go out in the field where they are. You build relationships with them. They know you're a Christian chaplain, but they come to see you and they tell you their problems. And because they came to see you, you can share the gospel with them because that's your mission. And almost every time those soldiers would say, "Oh, not me, chaplain. I've done too much. Chaplain, you don't know all that I've done." And I would say, "Have I got some good news for you? Jesus can take all of that sin and take it away and replace it with perfect love. And if you want, I'll pray with you." And out of all of those times that I had to pray with those soldiers in my office, only one said, "No, you can't pray for me." But the rest said, "Sure." And so I had the opportunity to pray with them, to lead them to Jesus. And it was awesome. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. It was amazing.
After his service in the Army, Dr. Langston returned to teach Bible and church administration classes at SAGU. He is clearly a favorite among his students and has built lifelong relationships with his coworkers.
He's hilarious. He makes me laugh every single time I'm with him. He's extremely intelligent. He's insightful. After my classes or maybe after chapel, we'll just talk and I'm able to kind of brief things out with him.
I met him in the basement of the admin building, I think around 91 or 92, back in the good old days. And we, over the course of a couple of semesters, we just, became friends. His Cracker Barrel philosopher persona sometimes I think belies his intelligence. He's probably one of the smartest people on campus, and he fools people sometimes with that. He's able to simplify things to the core, and he gets to that, and he's able to communicate that. Plus, he's just fun to listen to.
Dr. Langston was recently presented with the Distinguished Faculty Award for his achievements as a professor at SAGU. He continues to impact the school through his passion for teaching and his desire to educate his students about the gospel.
My number one goal is to help as many people as possible learn about the best news in the world, which is Jesus came to save them from their sins. Being at SAGU makes it that much more meaningful. If you can convince a student or students that the gospel, the good news about Jesus, is the best news in the world, look, who knows how many people that can affect, right?
Tornado Christmas is now accepting toy donations at locations throughout Garland and Rowlett. There will be a party on Saturday, December 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at First Baptist Church in Rowlett, Texas. They'll be handing out toys to kids from all affected cities. They will also be providing catering from places such as Pizza Cafe, Dickey's Barbecue, and Chick-fil-A.
This past weekend, SAGU football held their second annual end-of-the-year banquet, where they celebrated the many accomplishments the team and individual players have accumulated this past season. The night started off with food and fellowship, and then transitioned to inside the Hagee Communications Theater. Inside, coaches named the team chosen award winners. Head coach Frank Tristan was especially grateful for the multiple four-year seniors that finished not only their football eligibility, but also going to finish their time at SAGU with a degree in hand. The evening closed, however, with a new SAGU football tradition as coaches, players, and parents prayed for the graduating seniors as they ushered them into a new season of their lives. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Frontline Faith. I'm Michaela Helt.
And I'm Kevin Kazadi. We hope to see you next time.